This for the Finance and Public Accounts Committee to commence business. Those in favor, please say aye. And those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. On that note, honorable members, we welcome you to the meeting. Opening prayers, introduction of participants, consideration of activity reports and audited finance statement, and any other business. Will require amendment, I guess. That is where we have consideration of annual activity report. Is it submission or presentation of the missing documents? I think honorable members, that's the point here. And then to verify submission and verification of the missing document. Let's put it that way. Can any honorable member move that we adopt the agenda as amended? Serekunda move that we adopt the agenda as amended, seconded by Ununga Kunda. Those in favor, please say aye. And those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Therefore, the agenda is adopted with amendment. We proceed with the second item, that is introduction of participants. My humble self, Al-Hajj Zabo, the chairperson. Honorable.
I am Lavin Jassi, Director of Finance, Building Dividends.
Thank you very much for the introduction. We may proceed with the meeting. That is the next item. The main item of the agenda is the submission and verification of the missing documents. It could be called at our last meeting, the audit queries indicated that some documents like vouchers were not available. And then it was stated that the management can provide those documents. Some were not available, some were there, but there were no signatures. So we want to verify those documents. And that was why we asked the council to appear today for submission and verification of those documents. Over to you, the chairperson. Is the chairperson around? You are deputizing the vice chair. Okay. Yes. Can you lead or you delegate to someone who should lead? Yes. Finance director, okay. 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 The desire of can you assist?
Chair,
Hmm?
can I say something?
Yeah, you want to come?
Yes. The bone of contention here is the auditors claim that there were A, missing documents, missing payment vouchers, and B, that there were some payment vouchers without the relevant supportive documents. Hmm? And during the last sitting, we inquired from the previous finance director. According to him, all payment vouchers had what supportive documents. So the exercise today is to go through those payment vouchers and separate them as to which are having source documents and which are not having. Okay? So we would not touch them. You can, Chair. They can.
Can we take them item by item? So, sorry, did the CEO, your hand is up?
Yes. Yeah, what I am asking.
On the ones,
We did the report already. According to the current management, the main reason why you couldn't prepare accurate and reliable or a credible financial statement was because you didn't have any baseline. That the former director of finance left nothing altogether. So as far as the reports are concerned, we've already made our opinion about that. Now what we want to verify is the issue of what? Evidence. You said there was none. He said there was. Even if you have 1, 2 payment vouchers which do not have supportive documents, I think from there, Chair, we can move to the next level. Because as far as this committee is concerned, what we were informed by the former director of finance was all payment vouchers have supportive documents. You just need one. And the rest will be the job of the National Audit Office. Yes. If at all of them have supportive document as well, you can tell us.
Yeah, we have a voucher here dated 20th of December 2020 this year. Okay, yeah, 2020. But it was signed by the CEO, but not signed by the director of finance. And another voucher, which is not clear anyway, on the 20th of December 2020.
28?
It was 20th of December 2020. It was signed by the CEO, but not by the director of finance. We have another one, which is dated 28th of February. Yeah, it is correct anyway.
20?
Whether it is February or December, it's not clear. Yeah, it's in 2020. Yeah, it is signed by the CEO, but not by the director of finance. But this one is 12th of December 2020. It was signed by the CEO, not by the Director of Finance. Thirteenth of December, signed by the CEO, not the Director of Finance. 20th of December 2020, signed by the CEO, not the Director of Finance. This other one is 28th of December 2020, signed by the CEO, not signed by the Director of Finance. Another one again, 20th of December 2020, signed by the CEO, not signed by the Director of Finance. Another 20th of December, signed by the CEO, not signed by the Director of Finance. Another 20th of December, signed by the CEO, not signed by the Director of Finance. Another 20th of December again, signed by the CEO, not signed by the Director of Finance. Another 20th of December, signed by the CEO, and not signed by the Director of Finance. Another 20th of December, signed by the CEO, not signed by the Director of Finance. Another 20th of December, signed by the CEO, not signed by the Director of Finance. Another 20th of December, signed by the CEO, not signed by the Director of Finance. 20th of December again. Another 28th of December, signed by the CEO, not signed by the Director of Finance.
Yeah, I think
That's
we have
okay.
sufficient
Yes.
number for that.
Yes. Can we
As for
just
the ones that are
Not signed.
without, it's not complete. Though there is one part signed, part not signed. That means it's not complete. Okay, put that aside.
Yes. No, now what you do,
Yeah.
it's just a sample. Check June of 2020 and check that. From there, you look at January
On
of
June.
Yes. June of 2020, if you can have those vouchers, if you can have those 3 samples, I think we can have the trajectory from there. June, then January, then.
You want to come? Yes, auditor.
Good afternoon, honorable members. Honorable Chair, I just want to let you know about the purpose of the audit. If you look at these, there are internal control issues, weaknesses. The report has been discussed. Management later, the NAMs asked about their questions, and they realize a gap. That's about the gap between the handing over the previous management and the current management. I think that is what warranted, for these people to appear for the 3rd time. And then auditors report, there were 2 things. Vouchers were not presented, and then the reason why they were not presented, according to the report, was like there was no handing over. That's what created it. So now, even if the vouchers are presented, because the auditors will not go back to change the audit report, the opinion. I think now what matters to the honorable members is to establish the reason why when auditors were there, these vouchers were not presented to them, and then address that issue so that it will not happen again. So even if the vouchers are here today, it's just to the benefit of the data to confirm, okay, they were there, not presented to the auditors, and then address that. But even if you bring them on it or this, it's not going to make any issue. The issue here, the substance here is they should have been presented and they were not presented, which affect the operation of this. And then the other supporting document, signed by the CEO, not signed by the Director of Finance, is alone as a weakness. Because the reason why you have the CEO, the Director of Finance, is for control, to make sure that any error, any over this thing will be detected on time, and for control mechanism. Because that will tell you, okay, this payment voucher is correct. Where we are paying the money from is correct. There is enough budget. All the supporting documents are attached. The Director of Finance, append his signature so that I have confirmed. The CEO also confirm all these things and say it is correct, and then you just let the voucher to pass. If that was missing at that point in time, even if you bring the vouchers here also, it's not still going to address what the damage that has caused earlier. So I think now this is just for the honorable members to understand what actually happened and then try to address it so that it will not reoccur again.
Understand audit opinion will not change. Now to establish, as you rightly said, the reason why such vouchers were not present. Okay, now in the first move that is taken, if there was no proper handling, or perhaps it could be realized that incomplete signatures of the vouchers would be the reason why they did not present that to the auditors. So now if that was not brought to the attention of the auditors, exactly that's what they are bringing to the attention of the committee. That's one point on this first submission, on the first set. Well, that's notwithstanding, as you said.
What I'm trying to say, because even if it is 1, 2, 3 vouchers that has been signed by only the CEO, I think that should be enough.
Okay.
Because meaning that, because what I'm trying to say, no need to go over each and every voucher.
No.
Because the vouchers were not submitted. The reason why they have not been submitted, what you've said could be a reason.
Okay.
That maybe they haven't followed the, not been signed by audit. That's why they have not been submitted.
Yeah.
So you establish that 1, 2, 3 vouchers has not been signed. So you have confirmed. You are able to make a conclusion on that. That's a weakness.
Yeah,
and
for
then,
that one, if I will conclude that one,
Exactly.
when I said this, we have enough, the 1, 2, 3, up to 10.
Exactly.
So we said that's enough. I think
Okay, no, that's fine. Exactly. Just to make a sample.
About
that's
those 10 samples we are read.
Okay.
So we want to go to something else. Governor, what do you say?
Just to add on to what the auditor have said, if you look at the audit report under Annex A, which should be on page 42, the missing vouchers stand, those were never there. Altogether. Okay, and the months for those missing vouchers are there. The vouchers which were present and they do not have the complete documentation are the ones which are here. Altogether. And the main reason we called for them is the verdict we have from the current team and the previous team differ. So that's why we are looking at the source documentation. But as far as the audit findings are concerned, nothing on the contrary has surfaced. Because the list of your missing vouchers are here. Those ones, they stand. So the ones which are there, we are just doing a sampling. Just a sampling. For December, January, finish, and then we move. Yeah. Simple.
So we have that of December. He's looking for anything like January. Is it June? He's looking for June. Ah, nim tan ko rigi. Kakas be jama gunango. No, you check it out. You don't need all of them. All of it.
Honorable Chair, I wanted to ask whether you need all the vouchers for June or you just need few of them. Yeah, I said I have few files for June. Yeah. This one is dated 28 June 2020. And then the recipient was Yuba. It was signed by the CEO, but not signed by the Director of Finance and then the recipient. And then another one for June. It was signed by both the CEO and then the Director of Finance. Number 28. And then the Director of Finance. But no procurement document attached apart from the receipt. The receipt of the purchase. Yeah. We have another one that is 28th of June. The voucher said $1,710 is, but on the receipt, yeah. The receipt, I cannot tell the figures that are actually there anyway. It looks like 8,600 or 860. This, yeah. And then the other one is 850. 850. The receipt is not actually clear. 860. Okay. This other one you have 850. Yeah. 860. 1,710. Yeah, and then most of these vouchers, what happened is that most of them are already been queried by the auditors before they have been signed. Been queried by the auditors. No, external auditors, I guess. That's the green ink on it. Yeah, this green ink is done by the audit department, I guess. Yeah, so most of the vouchers have been queried before being signed. Yeah, it's been signed by the CEO and the Director of Finance. These are the ones I've presented, but there are many. We have a lot of them here. those are not June.
If you look at this particular voucher, the issue is not even about the supporting document. The receipt is okay. It's 2 receipts attached, 860 and 850. But the voucher was signed by the chief executive officer, but wasn't signed by the director of finance. So that's why the auditors put a question mark on where the director of finance is supposed to sign and then flag it. So it's a query voucher. Yeah.
So, how about the KIV?
That means keep in view. That is an audit terminal, keep in view, meaning, follow up. That means in subsequent this thing, if any question, it's like you are raising a question on that voucher. Yeah.
Okay. We have a lot of KIVs here.
Yeah. So any voucher signed by the CEO, but not the director of finance. Finance, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is fine because those ones are incomplete because they both have to sign. I think our thing was more related to the unpresented vouchers because if you look at the list from the auditors by month, it tells you really what they have not seen, what they are unpresented. For example, if I give an example, February 2020, you have it's at the annex. It's the last 3 pages. 42, yeah, page 42, yeah. Yeah, if you look at the month of February, we have close to 10, 18, no, 27, 27. We have about 59 vouchers for the month of February that were not presented for the month of February 2020. February. Then you go to March. If you go to March, also you have 67. Voucher numbers. Okay, these are voucher numbers. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vouchers in February that were not presented. Then in March, the same thing. So you go around just like that. So you see each month the numbers that were not presented. Now, I think the question is like, do you have the vouchers now? Are those vouchers available?
No.
So I think that was one of the issues because of they couldn't verify because they were not presented. Yes. Yes. So this is the major bone of contention that they want to verify, but there is nothing to verify because there was no documentation. The other ones they presented, this one is incomplete because CEO signed and the finance director didn't sign. Those ones, it's just incomplete voucher. But these ones we are very concerned about is the vouchers that are not presented at the time of the audit. Well, it seems that what they're saying still now.
Yeah, Chairman, but we have a point of observation here. That is, our last sitting here, we were asked to bring the vouchers, because there was a little bit of issue between Honorable, what's the name again, Fofana and then Finance Manager Mane, that all the vouchers that he issued were signed by him. And so he said we should bring those vouchers for confirmation whether they are signed, that all the vouchers are signed by Mr. Mane or not. That's why he asked us to bring, 2019 and 2020. But not like to particularly follow up the missing vouchers, which we did not do actually. Yeah, we were asked just to tender them. Yeah, of course. I did not make any follow-up on them anyway. Yeah. Yeah, that was the point. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yes, I think what the director is saying, I think that's what we agreed for them to bring these vouchers so that we can confirm whether they are complete or not. Because the former director of finance was arguing that all the vouchers during his time were all complete. So that's what we want to confirm, whether those vouchers are complete or not. But based on what you presented, I think most of the vouchers are not completed. So unless maybe, yeah, the former director is here, maybe he can clarify.
The select committee and all officials present.
No. Can I help you? Yeah. No, I want us to be on point.
Yeah, to prepare the 2021 and 2022 budget, because they cannot retrieve, they cannot produce their report from the IFMIC system. We use this 2022 actual expenditure, revenue and expenditure, to prepare the 2021 budget and 2022 budget. If they can produce the copy of those estimates, you will see the actual figures for 2020 under all those estimates. This is prepared together with Alagi at PFM office, where at just near the Albert Market, where you have Director Fat. We prepare the 2021 and 2022 budget together. You cannot prepare your estimate without producing your actual for that particular year. So 2021 budget cannot be prepared without the end of year report. This was presented at the Public Finance Office, and it was presented also at the ministry during the time of the bilateral meeting. And the director is here, governance can be under witness. So if you say that they don't have starting point, I deny that fact. These are the documents. You can go over them and see if necessary. This is the monthly journal ledger. Monthly, you transact your cash book total against the votes allocated, both revenue and expenditure. You summarize it and produce it, and it has to be incorporated with the cash book total for that particular month. The monthly transactions are all here. This is the report for the trial balance. That's it here.
Yeah.
Yes? This is 2020 report, monthly report from January to 2020, from January to December 2020. This one is the actual revenue expenditure. This is prepared according to the budget, the budget allocation. No, this is not the budget. This is the actual report. Yes, for all the month from January to December per month, the monthly. This is the accumulated one, actual revenue and expenditure for 2019 and 2020. This variance report is prepared by Alaj, my incoming director of finance, and the records of all transactions. The records of all transactions, bank transactions, are also printed out. They are here with me, and the copy is with him. We did all this together at the Public Finance Office near the Alban Bank. I was at the university doing my program. Thank you.
Yes, in fact, what he's saying, in fact, my question was not on that. Thank God, Honorable Fofana is here. I think he can also help me. The purpose of this session today is for the Janjanbureh Area Council to bring your vouchers, which he claims, not all, but you have all the vouchers intact with attachments. So that's what we want to confirm, not about the budget or whatever. Honorable Fofana, you can help, maybe.
Yeah, I think this one, it is clear. The auditors, we are just trying to bring out the weaknesses in the payment procedure of the council. And then these are just samples. If you look at this payment voucher, not signed by the Director of Finance, signed by the CEO, I think we are here to help because you people are still in an active service. In fact, this risk is not even on the Director of Finance, it's on the CEO. The Director of Finance can say, I have no idea about this voucher. Because the only thing that can make him accountable is the signature. If he said, I have no idea about this voucher, who can make him accountable? So I think this advice is one of the CEOs still in active service and then all of us. Because before the CEO sign any voucher, it should be signed by the Director of Finance. Because the Director of Finance is his technical person. It's his advice as far as financial transactions are concerned. He should rely on the Director of Finance for him to append his signature. So if you sign a voucher without being signed by the Director of Finance, the risk is too high. And then you cannot, transfer that risk to the Director of Finance. This is just so to be aware of, some of the risks associated with this. And then the unpresented vouchers, Honorable, they said they confirmed that they haven't bring those ones, meaning they are not available. They were not checked. Okay, maybe that was this, because I think that was, in fact, the main reason. The main reason, these ones were supplementary, this thing additional to see even the ones presented, whether they are supported. But the main thing was, because they said the vouchers were not presented, said no, they are there, park at the, at the corridor or where left at this and say, you just bring them. But they confirmed that that one is, they haven't brought those ones, so I don't know, that's for the members to...
Thank you, Honorable, for the opportunity. Yeah, what I want to clarify here is that the vouchers that we have in this box is from year 2019 and 2020 in totality. Nothing is left behind. I mean, the vouchers that we bring along is for year 2019 and 2020, and nothing is left behind. So if they are not in this box, I'm not sure they'll be anywhere hidden. Yeah, that are available. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Yes, for me, I have two questions. The first question goes to him, because if you look at the handing over note, dated 8 February 2021, it says handing over note from Mr. Babukar Mane, Acting Director of Finance, Janjanbureh Area Council, to Mr. Alaji Mane, Director of Finance. That's it. So I, the undersigned signatory, Mr. Babukar Mane, hereby handed over my office and responsibility to Mr. Alaji Mane, the incoming Director of Finance. You are Alaji. He's Alaji. And the revenue earning books, the finance department, the staff, whatever. Then they indicate the bank checks, Trust Bank, Guarantee Trust Bank, Reliance, FIB. And then the second one is unused market tickets. They indicated them. Unused GTR books, exhausted ones. Then you go to the last page. Also, it shows the vouchers, January 2019 to December 2019, January 2020 to December 2020. And then he signed at the bottom, Babukar Mane, signed Alaji Mane, witnessed by CEO. So essentially, this handing over, he's actually accepting that everything was given to him from this handing over, because he has indicated that the vouchers 2019 to December 2019, and from January 2020 to December 2020, and January 2021 vouchers. They said all has been handed over to him, and he has signed off receipt. Yes. Yes.
Thank you, honorable members.
Yeah, but whose responsibility was to count for those vouchers at the time of being handing over? Because if I come give you $1 million, I say this is $1 million, and give you, you sign that you are receiving $1 million from me. So whose responsibility is to count to ensure that you have $1 million? Yeah, fine. You assume 1 million is there. No, you are assuming. So you are assuming. Yes. No, I understand, but here I said my vouchers 2019 to January to December, 12 months. That's that. Yeah. Well, it doesn't seem that much. That much. Yeah.
Mr. Mane, you will take some responsibility. The quantity of vouchers doesn't matter. It's the sequencing. Did you follow the file to see that the sequencing were in order? Whose responsibility was that? Thank you. Then let's move on.
Thank you. Yes, the second question, Chair, I have is he just handed over some documents here for 20. That's the Janjanbureh actual revenue and expenditure. Here for 2019, he's indicating a total revenue of actual 10,472,268. But on the prepared account for 2019, it's a completely different figure. This is what he just gave me now. So who prepares this account here?
You said the difference. Okay, let me come to that point. In manual accounting system, all cash deposits are contra entries in the cash. They reflect as contra entries. Withdrawal, like cash withdrawals for salary, are also contra entries. So the cash withdrawals, if you withdraw cash for payment, in cash book manual entry, you debit your cash book bank, you debit your cash book, cash column, credit your bank column, then the payment will be the cancellation of the amount you receive. Like if I receive $20,000 from bank, the contract entry will be ceased. The cash is from bank. You have to reflect that in your cash book. You have to credit your bank account, like when it is from trust bank. You have to credit your trust bank account and debit your cash. Because it's you yourself who is going to take that cash to pay salaries and personal emolument. So those personal emoluments, we cancel cash at the credit side of the cash book, then debit side of the cash book. So this bank, the difference is the bank withdrawals. The bank withdrawals, if in the income and expenditure statement, you will see bank, example bank, 4 million or bank 3 million on the revenue. I get it. So if you see that on the revenue, means it's a transaction which is already, debited in the manual cash book. So analyzing it to incorporate with the total cash book, you have to check the bank.
Mr. Mane.
Yes.
Sorry, Chair.
I get it. I don't know where it's getting me.
Sorry. Chair, can I comment?
That's the contract.
Yeah.
Mr. Mane.
Yes.
Mr. Mane, let's simplify this.
Yeah.
The question posed to you is, why the difference in the revenue?
It's the bank payment.
Allow me to come. No. The bank payments cannot make that difference in the revenue. You account for revenue separately and you account for expenses separately, and revenue is only recorded when you earn it.
Yeah.
When you receive your rates, what do? You credit your sales, you credit the rates and debit the bank.
Yeah.
When you withdraw the money from the bank, it's still your property. You debit your bank, you credit the bank, and then you debit your cash. That's the contra entry rate.
Okay.
Withdrawing the money from the bank doesn't bring any additions in your revenue. It doesn't. There's no duplication in the records. So in simple fact, forget about the bank. The bank is done. When you receive the cash, you bank it, that's where it stops. The amount in the bank will reduce by virtue of the expenses you are paying. So the question comes back to you. Why is it that the figures extracted in the system differs from what we have in the financial statements as revenue?
That's 2019.
Yes.
2019, that's what I'm saying. In councils, our manual accounting system, cash withdrawals. Cash withdrawals, the manual accounting system, cash withdrawals for salaries over the counter. When entering it in your cash, it's a contra entry.
Can I ask you? No, wait, we will not complete. Allow me at that stage, we do stage by stage. That contra entry, does it increase your revenue?
Yeah.
I'm asking you, does it increase your revenue?
But it has to increase your cash book figure.
Wait.
That's why you have the contra
The cash book figure and your revenue are different. My question is, we are talking about revenue. The withdrawal of what cash from the bank only changes the holding of the cash. That withdrawal, does it increase your revenue?
No,
No, answer that point. Does it increase your revenue?
It increase. If you withdraw cash, from bank,
fine.
Just allow me. Possible.
No, we don't need to waste time on something which has not been principled. If you want to explain something, have full bearing on the revenue, we'll allow you. If not, we will conclude this.
Honorable, I work with Kerwan Edaka, and I was their cash handler. I work in Masokongo Edaka, and I work in Janjanbureh Edaka. I'm in my 31 year service. And I
continue. The withdrawal increase the cash. Continue. Yes. Yes. Continue.
In the cash book manual system, the council system that we found, If cash are withdrawn from bank, you enter it in your cash book as contra entry.
That's accounting.
Yes, accounting.
That's accounting.
That's accounting.
Yes.
If cash is deposited by collectors and they come with paying slip, they collect revenue, deposit it to bank. When they deposit it to bank,
That's revenue.
yes. When they deposit it to bank, you know they issue paying slip. They give them paying slip. So when they come, we do a receipt against what they collected for that particular period. But the cash of the paying slip paid to bank, we enter it in our cash book as contract.
Under the bank column.
Yes.
Under the bank
column.
Not under the cash.
Allow me.
And the deposit slip,
Allow me.
the deposit slips on your revenue.
How it is adopted. That's what I'm telling you. Allow me to come. Allow me to come. Allow me to come.
No, he's still on his feet. Don't worry.
Allow me to come. So when you come with the paying slip and make a submission, you know, like the paying slip that will start, the paying slip, you enter it as a contra entry in the cash book. The contra entry means the cash will be credited, then the bank column at the debit side of the cash book will be debited. To show the entries.
Go back. Say it again. No, wait. Go
When
back.
a cash is debited to bank, the revenue collector, they call it paying slip. The paying slip is treated in the cash book as contra entry because you draw a receipt to the revenue collector concerned, and that receipt, if you enter it in your cash book debit side, you have to enter it on the cash column. So if you enter that on the cash column now, you want to correct the entries now. You enter what the revenue collector brought, you enter it in the cash column. Now he paid some of that cash. The contra entry
Now, can you stop there? You just clarify. Just stop there.
Thank you.
Just stop there. Once the revenue collectors come, they've made their collection outside.
Yeah.
Instead of coming to you, they made the deposit to the bank, and bring the deposit slip to you. Let's do the initial entries. You want to recognize it as cash. Your initial entry will be, you credit the rates, that's your revenue,
Yes.
and you debit cash. To nullify the entry in the cash book, you will credit cash and
Debit
bank.
Yes.
Is there any other entry in the revenue?
No. That's all.
So why is the revenue reducing? That is why we are asking here. Why is it reducing? The bank doesn't have any bearing. It's only one entry.
Let me don't give me that other summary, the monthly summary I show you. Give me the monthly summary I show you. The analysis here. Yeah. I just come. Can I just come?
Oh, I think,
Like if you come
I think the reason why these people are called back, we are now understand.
Now, fine. I think we've now established the gap. Yeah, the gap is established.
Anyway, the different is the bank payment. The different is the bank. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Two column cards. Yeah. 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 Bank and card. Yes. Yeah.
Chair, let's conclude this. Chair. No, wait.
Anyway, this
No, now we are concluding. Chair. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Think we can conclude this.
Yeah.
All we are trying to do is to substantiate what the auditors have said. And just from the presentation we have, I think the basis or the opinion of the auditors is just being solidified. Accounting is not based on opinion, it's based on principle. So, having said that the figures for 2019 are not reliable, the performance of the finance director only confirmed that. So, I just have one last question, and that goes to the CEO. In December of 2020, or before that, tell us the process in raising a payment. Take us through the payment process as the Chief Accounting Officer.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fofana. Good afternoon to you all. For councils, we were audited. This is not our first time being audited.
No, CEO, I said yes, through the payment side. Okay, that's the payment process.
On the issue of payments, if we award a contract or we want to pay any voucher, the Director of Finance will prepare the voucher, bring it to me, then I will check the voucher. If there is any supporting document, I will tell him to draw a check. But when we are making payments, you cannot pay more than $10,000 by cash. That is done by a check. Anything above $10,000 is done by a check. Then he will come to me. I will tell him to draw a check. He will draw a check. If it is more than 10,000 or any payments, then I will sign the check. He will also sign the check. Then he will go and withdraw the money and come and make his payments. Thank you.
Okay. The payment voucher, which means all of you, it's mandatory that all of you sign it.
We should all sign, both the CEO and the Director of Finance. That's the law.
Why is it that we have series of payment vouchers in December, which signed only by you?
Exactly. Any voucher that he prepared, he will bring it to me. Then after signing, I will tell him to sign. He will tell me that I am going to assemble all the vouchers, then I will sign it at the end of the month. At the end of the month, I will tell him to sign, but he will not sign.
He is there, give him the mic.
Oh, yes, I'm using the mic.
Yes. Now you can give it to him. Why do you refuse to sign the vouchers?
I don't refuse to sign the vouchers. It's the workload that I was in. I signed the voucher. I just don't sign all the vouchers. They were not all signed. But not that I have an intention.
I think that is sufficient for me. I think that is sufficient. Now, do you agree to the fact and the claim of the auditors that the documents were incomplete?
Like, incomplete, like?
The signatory.
Yeah, the signatories. Yeah, they
is it not part of the document?
Because me, I don't complete them. My signatures were not completed.
So we agree?
Yeah.
Chairman, I do not have to have further questions. I'm done.
That's right.
Good. I think that point has
already
been
included in the report.
established, and then the further response given by the CEO that he will sign to the documents, and then we refer to the finance director to sign for what reason or the order. I think he said because of the workload. That's why he was not signed. That sounds interesting. Yeah. And I tend to wonder how checks are drawn when the vouchers are not signed. So we consider that lapses, and our role is to take note and then make a recommendation so that the situation can be remedied. So saliently, these were the contentious issues that we want to establish. Now that has been established, we can now conclude on the Janjanbureh Area Council, because already there was the consideration. Only the gaps that were there to hear from them. Then we do a conclusion on the reports of the Janjanbureh. But they are GPPA. Was it presented and considered? Fofana?
Thank you very much, Honorable. Yes, the report was presented, but our version of our report is quite similar from the auditor's report.
It's quite.
It's similar.
It's similar.
Sorry, to National Auditor's report.
It was presented.
Because we also, during our review.
Let me confirm. Was it presented to the committee?
Yes, it was presented.
And then, okay. Review.
Yes, it was presented.
Okay.
Because most of the transactions, the GPA reporting forms were not attached at all. And we also established, in most instances, payment vouchers were signed by only CEO, not the Director of Finance. And as far as the procurement principles are concerned, CEO should be the last person, is the last signatory before any payment is effected. So I wonder, I don't know why, CEO only signed, not the Director of Finance. So, but our report also indicate those things. But in terms of procurement documentation, no. None of procurement documentation were attached to most of their transactions.
In terms of procurement documentation,
exactly.
None of the documents were attached.
Most of them are not attached.
Most of them.
Most of them.
Chair? Okay.
Chair, to be specific, maybe I can, with your permission, I can read the conclusion of the procurement, the compliance report for Janjanbureh.
Yes.
Okay. Conclusion says, using the above compliance-related variables and specific findings on some of the procurement transactions conducted for the period under review, Janjanbureh Area Council was found to be 35% in the year 2020 and 50% in the year 2021, which denotes non-compliance with the Gambia Public Procurement Authority Amendment Act 2018 and Regulations 2019.
2029, how many percent? 2019?
2019, 35%. Sorry, nothing for 2019. 2020.
2019 is nil.
2019.
2020.
2020, 35%. And 2021, 50%. But right now we are only looking at 2019 and 2020. They said the 2019 was presented at the sectoral level. You know, so during our presentation here, it was not here.
Okay.
Hello, if I can also explain a bit about the procurement.
I think
our procurement lady, I took her to GTTI, was it, no, procurement office, to come and do her diploma here. That was the cause, that year there was no procurement. She was not there.
And when she was not there, what were you, who was?
Normally, I wanted to appoint a staff who will be undergoing procurement, but unfortunately, the boy left without even informing me.
So when that left without informing you, what next line of action did you take to do procurement?
Well, we rely on the lady to come and make some procurements, but she was all the time busy in Banjul because she was doing her diploma.
And in her absence, nobody was doing procurement. Is that the case? CEO?
Yes,
she was the only officer at that time.
Yes.
so. In our absence, there were no procurement. How comes you were reviewed then? The procurements which happened, who conducted them? How comes there was a compliance review if there were no procurement?
Well, at times when we were to procure something, I will call her to come. When she is not very much busy here, she will come and will do the procurement. This is why there are some vouchers, they are procured, but others are not with any document.
If she is very much busy, who does the procurement?
We'll continue, and if she happens to come, then she can go over it and make some preparations.
Let's be specific. We will continue. Who is we? Who does the procurement? Is it you or him or both of you?
Well, we do the procurement in her absence. If at all, the council, we are the council.
We need, you are the chief executive officer. Give us in specific terms. Who does the procurement?
If she is not there. Well, at times I do wait for her. I send her, I send a message for her to come, and she does the procurement for us.
CEO, you understand very well. You said you normally call on her, but sometimes when she is busy, you do the procurement. The you use was in the plural.
Okay, now let me clear the air for you. Now we sit and wait for her. If she happens to come, we continue the work.
CEO, you are on the oath.
Yes.
And you will go through those payment vouchers.
Yes.
We will not stop there. We will conduct individual interviews.
Yes.
If you realize that the witness statement you provided here,
well, the witness that is
incomplete.
Okay.
Sorry, one at a time.
If we realize that the witness statement you provide here is inconsistent with what was obtained in Janjanbureh, it will be contempt. Director of Finance, can you help us? We've had the person of the CEO. If the lady who was supposed to be a procurement officer is not available for one reason or the other, who does the procurement during those days?
The procurement mostly is conducted by the government.
Can you take the mic?
When she is not there,
Take the mic.
CEO take care of the procurement.
When she is not there, the CEO does the procurement. And that is a fact. Chairman, you've heard it, which is totally inconsistent with what the CEO told us. So I have no further questions.
And can the CEO attest to that? Is it lawful to do that? CEO? That's lawful? We don't use it for when the procurement is going to be done by me. It's only for the question is whether that is lawful. No, yes or no? Mr. Chairman, definitely that's that, but that's really used to be. But it's not correct. But when we are to procure anything, more than this will be has to come. So this is below the threshold. Yes, below the threshold. And it's lawful for you to do that. Okay. When it's below the threshold, it's lawful for you to do that. Just that at times we find it difficult to wait for us, so then I will do I will procure on our behalf. Yeah, we understand that very well. We only want to establish whether that is lawful or otherwise, which you are not readily want to do that. Final question maybe. We're struggling to answer that question. CEO, you are coming? Oh, yeah, okay. I will conclude that it's not lawful. Is that right? Good. Honorable?
Yes, no, what I was going to say is, because if you go back to the vouchers, you know, you actually realize that based on what he's saying, he will procure and he will also authorize everything. Because you see some instances you don't see even the director of finance sign it, anything, as far as the payment voucher is concerned. So the same thing actually applies to the procurement. So it means he was single-handedly doing everything that was seen based on the evidence we have. And again, like you said, that is really, 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 really unlawful. So I think now it's up to us to take whatever action we want to take.
Yeah. Okay. I think, honorable members,
Yes, I will give him the mic just to answer to what you have just said. For councils, you cannot single-handed do everything on your own. When you are doing it, you have to do it with either your staff. Because normally we authorize. But
yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I think sometimes we have to take up our responsibilities and accept the facts. In life, you have to accept maybe when you are wrong or when you are not in line with the system. That's why the time I came to Janjanbureh Area Council, I made a situational review of the council and found out that there were so many missing things. That prompted me to be writing to stakeholders. I said it the last time here. I had so many correspondence that I was writing to institutions about the situation of Janjanbureh Area Council. But unfortunately for me, all those correspondence were never been replied. For example, during the audit time, we wrote to Buba to come and assist us, but he declined to come to assist us.
Who?
Buba, the former
Finance director.
the former finance director, and we have evidences here with us. After the audit report, we wrote to him to come in order to respond to the audit queries, but he sent a text to the finance director. That was Mane, which states, I don't go through the document itself. I want to inform you and the CEO that I am not the board controller to respond to audit report. Please address your letter to the head of the institution. I never respond to audit report, neither the queries. This was a reply from him. When I came and find out that he was on study leave, I wrote to the permanent secretary. Reference to your letter dated 15 March 2021 on the above caption matter. The above caption matter is application for a study leave, because he applied for a study leave before I came. So I wrote to the permanent secretary. Reference to your letter dated 13 March 2021 on the above caption matter. I write to inform you that an informal handing over was done between Boubacar Mane and Alaji Mane.
You wrote to who?
I wrote to the permanent secretary because he applied for a study leave. The incoming finance director is newly appointed. That was Alaji Mane, and should be acquainted with the system for at least 3 months under the guidance of his predecessor, that's Boubacar Mane. The newly appointed finance director is facing serious challenges in accessing important information and documents. And it was copied to the chairperson, Local Government Service Commission, copied to the governor CRR, copied to the chairperson Janjanbureh, the director of finance, and also the chairperson of the establishment committee. From there, I wrote to the clerk of the National Assembly requesting for an audience with the Local Government Service Commission. It reads, the management of Janjanbureh Area Council is seeking for an audience with the Local Government Select Committee to advise with the current state of affairs of the council. Earlier this year, there has been a change in management, with both the Chief Executive Officer, the Director of Finance being replaced. However, there was no proper handing over between previous and the current management. The current CEO and Director of Finance started with the council in February 2021 and would like to update the committee with the current affairs and the running of the council before the presentation of the financial statements to the select committee. We would therefore be very grateful if the management of this council can be shot into the committee's busy schedule for the meeting.
Did they respond to that?
They didn't respond. I also wrote to the permanent secretary again. Subject matter of the finance manager. Reference to the above subject matter dated from a letter 9 January 2020. Attached are various correspondence to Buhamane pertaining to audit queries and preparation of financial statements for Janjanbureh Area Council. For him to assist council to respond to audit queries and the preparation of financial statements. The financial statements are National Assembly requirements and can't be prepared without him. For the former Director of Finance from the period requested. The current administration took office in January 2021 and there was no proper documentation and filing systems in place that the current administration to rely on to provide statement as required. These are external audit queries addressed to Buhamane. In November 2021, an audit exercise was conducted at Janjanbureh Area Council for the years 2020, 2019 and 2020, in which you were the acting Director of Finance. The auditors have sent in their audit queries, which requires response, and you and your team were in charge of the council during this period. I have attached audit queries to this letter for your response.
And did he respond?
They didn't. This one was addressed to the CEO.
Which CEO?
Somebody about the
former, okay.
Yeah, the former, yeah. The one to somebody. I read it. Okay. Okay, to Samba MK and Bubakar Mane. Dear sir, response to audit report for the years ended 31st December 2019 and 31st December 2020. Reference to the above caption matter and agreed at the National Assembly with the local government select committee at a meeting which was held on the 29/12/21 to work directly with you to respond to the audit queries. This was a suggestion done by the then local government service commission. A letter dated 05/01/22 attached was dispatched to you, but to no avail. I am hereby writing again and expecting an honor to this request to enable me to respond to such a very important issue. Yeah, this one was written to the FPAC, dated 13th October 2021. Caption, non-availability of financial statements. The financial statements of Janjanbureh Area Council for 2019 and 2020 are not available due to the unavailability of information and material evidence for the current administration. The current administration took office in January 2021 and there was no proper documentation and filing systems in place that the current administration is supposed to rely on to provide you with statements as needed. I have written to the previous administration for them to reply or furnish me with information. He said, to be in a better position to respond to audit queries, but they were not cooperative and did not support me with any document or information. The previous select committee assigns us to work with the past administration to address these issues, but nothing was done about it. The same letter was copied to the permanent secretary, copied to the chairperson, local government select committee, to the governor, and also the then acting chairperson. I think that's all. Those were the correspondence I have.
Yeah, you'll be given the chance to respond. You finished?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah. Which local government? Where's local government? Oh, you're here. Okay. I thought you are under the audit team. No, I saw you, but I thought you are in the team. Local government, you confirm all this
Yes.
correspondence?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Thank you, Honorable members of the FPAC and colleagues, GPPA, National Audit, staff of Janjanbureh Area Council. Yes, as we rightly heard from the current CEO, these letters are addressed to the permanent secretary. Unfortunately, I'm not the permanent secretary. It's like here, I don't know what obtains here, but all correspondence to the ministry are addressed to the permanent secretary. On receipt of such correspondence, he will now, if need be, minute it to the relevant action officer for action to be taken. So if something is minuted to me, then I take action. Something is not minuted to me, I can go to the speaker and say, give it to me, let me take action. I don't think that's appropriate.
So you could not recall anything minuted to you for action?
I wouldn't say nothing was minuted to me.
Okay.
But
in relation to...
But I agree that what he has said is right. He has written. Yes. Written, he has written. In some instances, we get his version, or also we refer to the the former acting finance manager to respond.
Okay, let me comment. What you have said.
Okay, all right, sir. Can I say something? Just to...
Yes, I wanted to give it to you.
Yes.
I think you are in a haste.
Okay, I'm sorry for that. Well, Pa wrote to me concerning about the audit report for Janjanbureh Area Council. When he wrote to me, I replied him in writing. I wrote to him, I have the letters with me, the correspondent letters. I write to him that let him call Buba and we'll all let him look for a day, then I will come there, we do everything once and for all. This is what I wrote to him, and the letters are with me.
Did he respond?
Pa.
No? Yeah. Yeah, Pa.
Pa did not respond when I wrote to him. He said he was trying Buba, but he cannot get Buba, according to Pa.
Pa? Can you confirm the receipt of his? Yeah. Okay. So in that case, he saw his willingness. Oh, Buba. Okay. That thing out. Yes, Buba.
Yeah, good. I in fact want to come to this point, but thank God he mentioned it. And the audit query, the auditors came. They found that the director of finance was not available. He said he don't give them, he gave them less attention, according to what they told me. So they delegated Idris money to take care of the auditors. When he called me and tell me, come and help us, the auditors are on the ground and the director is not here, I will go and have 3 days there. The auditors, they all know me, and I used to work with them, not once, not two. But he sat up to after auditing. When the management letter, when he received the management letter, he sent the management letter report to me to respond to the audit report. I said, look, but I was the acting director. The CEO is there, who is in charge of the board, and the chief accounting officer. Why not tell him to respond to the audit report? Because me, I never respond to the audit report. He said, no, there are many financial constraints. There are many financial issues that you need to help. I said, no problem, then I will do. I give him my email, he sent it to me. And this was my first response. This was the first one. This is the second response to him. This is the second
Did you just read?
It's too much. You know, it's too much. I have copies with me. I can leave
something like that. The later the caption.
They are all there.
No, when did you write this?
This one was on the 4th of April. This one was on the addressed to but this was sent to PAR. He said I helped him to respond to the financial issues, relating to our activities during our period. So anyway, I forgot this date, but this was the first one. PAR. It was addressed to PAR. Yeah, but I sent it. I just prepared it and sent it to him by email. Yeah, by email. This one also by email. That is here. You can confirm it from me. Yeah. Yes. This one 4th August 20.
Yeah, I think, Chair, we can just confirm. This was just a few months ago, and when he was this letter he's talking about, this document.
2020 what?
4th August 2022.
2022.
Yes.
And the letters of CEO were dated.
Huh? Yeah, the one you're saying. No,
I'm not your dog.
No, wait, hold on. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, you see.
But it said through the email.
No. What happened is the dates he was. Can you give us the dates again? The dates.
Honorable Boy.
Yeah, the dates he was showing is 28 June 2020. Another one also June 2020. So if the queries he was raising is 2020, and he get a response in 2022, that's after 2 years, yes.
2 years later?
Yes. Well, according to what
damage is already done.
Well, yeah, according to what he gave us. Because this is dated 4th August 2022. And he said that's the time he responded to him. And his letters that he read, about 4 or 5 letters, they're all dated 2020. So which means his response was 2 years after. Is that correct?
Me, I don't receive any letter from PAR. I don't receive any single letter, honestly speaking.
But how did you respond?
I know. I mean letter. He sent me the management letter. He sent the management letter through email. Then I responded.
You responded to him?
Yes, I responded.
When did he send the management letter?
This was around on the May, end of May to April. Then I that's actually
no. This is not. No, this is a printout.
It's a printout.
This is a printout. It's not an email evidence. No, can you give us the email evidence?
The email evidence
that you sent to him? Yes.
Yes. Is Pakala?
No.
Okay. The email. Okay. Anyway, ask him.
No. But he already told us he did not receive anything.
I sent it through. I sent it through one printing office here at SL. The man is there, and still, if you go there, you see he can produce it there.
No. You sent it through your email or somebody else's email?
He sent it. Ask him.
No. I'm asking you.
He sent it through my email.
To him.
I sent it through his email.
Okay.
But he himself, he sent it through one Sheku Jawara's email. When my mobile has a problem, when my mobile has a problem, I send it through Sheku Jawara's email.
No, hold on. We are trying to establish something. You said you sent it to him by email.
Yeah.
And you have used your email to send that.
Yeah.
Now, we can give you a machine to log in.
No, I don't say I send it through my email. I don't send it through my email. I went to print it. I went to this printing guy. That's where I emailed it. What I'm saying is the real part.
No, I'm not denying anything. I'm just trying to.
Just one question.
I think we can conclude on this.
On a serious note, on a serious note, I just have one question, and I need a frank answer to it. So, in case any financial malpractice were found in Janjanbureh Area Council for the year ended 31st December 2019 and the year ended 31st December 2020, whose responsibility will it be?
If there is.
Yes.
If there is
can I get a question, Fofana?
An approved malpractice. When it is an approved malpractice.
Approved.
Fofana. Sorry, Mane.
During the period of.
Mane.
Detected malpractices during the period of their time. During the period of the time.
Mane.
Yes, sir.
His voice was down.
Yeah.
The end of the question, I don't get it right. Fofana.
Sorry.
Whose responsibility?
My question is this. If at all there are any malpractices, financial malpractices, during the years ended 31st December 2019 and 31st December 2020, whose responsibility will it be? Okay, hold on. And that is you and the CEO. So it was in your interest that you provide this evidence. Not so. In fact, the current CEO writing to you, he was doing you a favor. No, wait. He was doing you a favor. The question of went into an internet cafe, used someone's email. No, I'll just allow me. What I'm saying here is, what we want to establish, we establish it. The auditors said they do not find enough documents to do anything. That is being established. And you've agreed to the fact that you were the responsible authorities. Honorable Chair, for me, I don't have any further questions.
Yeah,
To be honest.
What
Yes,
he was
I
only
do not.
providing us evidence of correspondence that he was making effort to make sure the audit queries are attended to, but to no avail. I think that's what brought about this confirmation and counter confirmation. We have to come and then conclude. You also have something to say? Don't spark anything again. Okay. Fine.
Okay. I just want to make a clarification. The communication that happens between me and Buba on the day of the audit. Like I said, we did not have an engagement letter from the audit. I was called. It was on a Sunday on the 7th of November that the auditors were supposed to be there on the following day when I was traveling. The same day, I have the text confirmation here, and I sent the text to Buba, and then he replied that he was not going to be available. Honorable members can check the date and then also read the confirmation of the email of the text. Okay. I said, hi, Buba. Tomorrow, as informed earlier, the auditors will be at the office. No. The auditors informed me earlier. That's what I said. Okay? Okay, that the auditors, tomorrow, as informed earlier, the auditors will be in the office and your presence is required. I also told you that the PFM, which is the Public Finance Office, will be at the office for assessment on Wednesday, and the budget needs updating to see the progress on the PBB. The CEO also requires your presence tomorrow. And then at first he replied on the 7th of November 2021. Yes. The same day he replied, okay. And then the same day he sent another text. He said, we are presently at a high speed to enable us to complete our syllabus. According to the lecturer, because our time has delayed during the sit-down strike by UTG, please, I cannot make it this week. We're expecting 2 assessments on Tuesday and Wednesday. The CAS book are handed over to you. 2019 is manual. CAS book 2020, CAS book also is with you. Delegate to produce them and submit them to the auditors. This was the same day. So him saying that he was not informed until after the audit, that is what the clarification I wanted to make. Thank you.
So, Chair, I think these things are very clear now, because the letter I just referenced from him, you know, it was dated August 2022. But his text message that was sent to him was dated 7th of November 2021. And the message read by the CEO was around 2020. You understand? So still now that 2 years thing gap, I was just trying to talking about later, you know, it still exists. Yeah. So which means he was aware, but then he responded that due to the school things, you know. So that's it. But then I have one more question, not relating to them, but it's about the Ministry of Local Government, because he has been coming, and for me, I'm not really seeing the relevance of him coming since he cannot support us on anything. Because what I expected is, if the ministry is going to send somebody over here to assist the councils dealing with us, I would have expected at least some kind of briefing from the ministry to him, so that when he comes, he can better be prepared to help us answer these things. But for me, it's kind of like he just comes, listen, then he goes. So to be honest with you, I really don't see any relevance, because we really wanted to have support from the ministry themselves. So if the permanent secretary cannot be here, if he's going to come, at least he should be prepared to be able to assist us in our job. But that doesn't happen. Because all these letters, the CEO actually has read, addressed to the ministry, there was no response. And there is no reason that he can give, because it was addressed to the PS. So essentially, as part of our recommendation also, the support of the ministry actually, for me, it's nothing.
Okay, that's noted. As you said, when we are preparing our report, we can look into that. Now, the director, auditor or the director? Yes, ministry. Okay.
I just want to say a few things. The last time I appeared here, unfortunately, I don't know whether one of you, but I lost my voice. I have a bad cold. I can only talk with my hands while you observe me. Otherwise, if I want to talk, nothing comes out. Since then, I didn't come here until today. We are on a ministerial retreat at Tendaba. That's where I'm coming from. I didn't even reach the office because I had a breakdown at Dumbutu. I have to request for another vehicle to ferry me here. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been here in the first place. But I did confirm, and I want to confirm, that the letters that CEO Pasise mentioned, writing to the permanent secretary, are being received. That I can confirm. I'll not deny that. But we may be slow in our action to respond to his queries. But honestly, we have received them. Sometimes, some of them, maybe he wants us to discuss before we take action. And that's what helped or delayed our action to his request. But certainly, we'll do our internal step in. Thank you.
Yes, Direct Auditor. For the Director of Local Government.
Thank you, Director. And we are glad that you've recovered, because you've also noticed that during our engagement with the councils, your responsibility has been realized to be very pivotal. And it will be totally unfair to hold the councils accountable and leave the ministry away. The ministry is responsible for the recruitment of the staff. The chief executive officer and the director of finance here present were not recruited by the council. They were recruited by the ministry. I have two questions. One, are you aware, is the ministry aware of the problem in Janjanbureh? And two, what steps did you take to make sure that it is remedied? Because the ministry have a role to play there.
Thank you, Honorable Fofana. As you rightly said, both the CEO and directors of finance are employed by the ministry through the Local Government Service Commission. When and wherever vacancies exist, the council in question will notify the ministry or the service commission through the ministry that we have vacancy in area so and so. Then based on that, the first thing that the commission will want to know, has that vacant position been budgeted for? I could vividly recall receiving some vacancy requests from some councils But sadly, it wasn't, or they weren't budgeted for. As a result, recruitment cannot take place for that particular position. But once it is confirmed through their budget that the position has been budgeted for, then the advert will be placed for recruitment for that position. I'm not sure, is that your first question?
You just gave an additional information.
Okay.
That was not a correction. But it's good to know that information.
Yeah.
Both questions are pending. Whether the ministry is aware and what steps have you done to remedy the situation?
Yes, the ministry is aware of the issue at Janjanbureh. At some point when the CEO writes to say he has been attempting to bring on board the acting finance director, then we wrote to the, I can't remember whether we wrote or it was a phone call, notifying him to respond to what the CEO says. But as I said earlier on, we took action, but we are slow, or we were slow in taking action. That much I must admit as a ministry.
Yes, Chair.
I will direct this question to the representative from the Ministry of the Service Commission. You said the ministry was slow in taking actions. Was that what you said? And can you tell this committee why was the ministry slow in taking actions to remedy the situation? Because I think this is an emergency thing, or it was an emergency matter that needs to be solved immediately then. So in slowing in response may also affect the institution as it is now. So what were the challenges that makes you to take the fastest action or the action as soon as possible?
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Chair. Sorry, Honorable Yes, because it wasn't an individual decision. Like, it wasn't a decision of my office to say, all right, let me take action this way. But it was consultative. I have a supervisor, and I take instructions from my supervisor. I don't just get up and take action anyhow I want. I don't know what it obtains here. For example, if somebody writes to the speaker through the clerk, I believe the speaker through the clerk must have minuted that to whoever he or she deems fit for action to be taken. Otherwise, I don't expect any NAM to just jump and on his or her own and take action. The consequences could be catastrophic. In some cases, maybe he'll write just minutes to say, let us discuss. That is to discuss over the issue. And discussing over the issue, maybe if I'm available, he's not available. And things will be dragging like that. That's just one aspect. Okay.
But did you try to communicate that to the council, that you were meeting in order to solve this problem, to see how best you can solve it? Did you try and communicating that to them?
Formally, I can't remember doing so.
So what was the latest development, or when last did you consult them?
I think last month, January, if I'm not mistaken.
Thank you,
last
Chair.
month, January.
Chair or Sane?
Okay, thank you for giving me the floor, and then I must commend the CEO for all the effort and then steps we have taken. And then I think the CEO has been appointed by the ministry, and then when he was appointed, he found that things are not all right there, and then he started writing to you people for action, which means now anything that he is in today, whatever difficulty he is facing, I think we have to blame you people. And then a lot of problems are going within the councils. And then without your help, you will not be able to sort out what is going on there. And then now if he's there, he has been writing and then showing his correspondence, and then he's getting no response from you people. He might even relax to say that, well, what do I do next? And then damage is going on.
and then people are there. If we are to come out definitely, like in public or in media, to see what is happening to councils, it's going to be a problem. So I think this is something that we need to come forward to sort it out, because definitely he has done everything he can do. And then the problems are there. I have to commend him for that. But he has no help.
That's
Well, in the last round.
Thank you, Chair. We understand that before, the councils had the right to appoint CEOs, directors of finance, but it was taken away from them by the Local Government Service Commission, which was inactive for so long. So is it not wiser to devolve those powers to the councils? And the question of not budgeting for their emolument, I think that's not enough excuse, because they can always do virement, given the importance of those offices. Our interaction with most of the councils now, they don't have procurement units, SPU, Special Procurement Unit, procurement directors. They are waiting for the Local Government Service Commission to appoint people. So I think it would have been wiser to entrust the powers to appoint to the establishment and appointment committees of councils.
I think, honorable member, I will not allow the director to come in for that. Whatever he's going to say is going to be an opinion. What you are suggesting, if we are preparing a report, we want to recommend that, then you can recommend, but not for the director. No,
please, honorable.
Please. No, leave that one, yeah.
Please.
I beg you, please.
Please, honorable.
But whatever you are saying is just going to be an opinion. Opinion? Okay.
Yes, thank you, honorable. First of all, I want to make a few clarifications. Let me start with the central government. All permanent secretaries are legally permitted to employ grades 1 and grade 2. If I don't forget, it used to be grade 1. It was of recent that the PSC allowed them to upgrade it to up to grade 2. So grade 1, grade 2. The recently dissolved Local Government Service Commission permitted councils to recruit between grades 1 to grade 5. Grade 6 and above rest in the hands of the commission. But this new commission that was just established, we came to realize that the law doesn't allow that. So it was, whether to call it, mistakenly given to them. What the law permits is category 1, category 2, and category 3. In other words, grades 1, grades 2, and grades 3 only is devolved to councils to recruit. Meaning, therefore, anything from grade 4 and above is the mandate of the council, the commission. So I want to make that clear. Is that okay? So councils can only recruit grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, as I speak. So for the procurement, it depends on the size of the council. If one visits a bigger council like KMC, they'll have a procurement unit. What? Come again? Yeah. Okay.
Honorable, I think honorable is all boiled down to the issue of power. So I understand what I'm trying to say, and
no, with that contract committee is an internal, arrangement of the council. That should
let's
establish an internal committee.
Okay. Honorable members, we've had enough from Janjanbureh Area Council. And at this point, I would like Janjanbureh to excuse us just for 2 minutes. We have internal discussion, then we call them back. Janjanbureh? Okay, honorable members, we've heard enough from Janjanbureh, and that there was consideration. This was just a follow-up to clear some doubts, and indeed it has been cleared. The audit opinions remain, cannot change.